Okay, let's bring you up to speed with what you've been talking about on X. And the first will be that statement by Nyesom Wike, the FCT minister.
Yeah.
Always an interesting personality, Nyesom Wike says. He will continue the demolition even if heaven falls. Well, some people are not comfortable with that statement. Let's hear what you are saying. More Dial, it says, Aerofy demolish illegal property for the good of the FCT. It did well. Heaven did not fall. Wike will demolish illegal property for development of the FCT. It's already doing well. Let heaven fall.
Okay. Just to be clear, I'm not sure heaven has ever fallen. So I don't know why we're going back and forth with this one. But the next user, Nana Damien, says, we live in a country where the politicians feel that they're too powerful and above the law. So this is as a result of the citizens who occupy the biggest office of the land but prefer to be slaves to their oppressors. I'm not sure where this is coming from or the context, but that's the view of this user.
But at the end of the day, I'm happy the Senate is investigating to ensure that the right thing is done, to be sure that the FCT minister is not overreaching and is doing his job, and also to be sure that people are not grabbing government's property, which the FCT minister has a responsibility to also retrieve. And also the fact that who are they reallocating these lands to? Is it their cronies or the people that deserve it? Now, it will be bad optics, even if the people that deserve it are your friends. It's bad optics. It's bad optics. So this is what the Senate will investigate eventually to find out for us. Okay. Ibukun says, Mr. Project, demolish anything demolishable. Human beings are like lambs. I'm not sure.
You have to do what's best even when they cry, I think.
As long as the best in the good run. Okay, I think we'll go to the next one. Kayode on this one.
Well, so there's this conversation around the review of, PVC as sole means of identification on days of election. So it looks like that's something that may be in the works with Vows. PVCs may no longer be sole requirement for voting, but it's still in the works, I should say, because there are laws backing this and guidelines. So Felix Azimayo is the first user because this has been a big deal, right? It looks like people are being disenfranchised from voting because of that. Says this was expected. 2025 is officially the year elections and electioneering begin.
I totally agree. Raj Narok says, if there is no electoral reform, INEC should not bother doing any voter sensitization. They should just announce the winner.
I understand why a lot of people feel that way about INEC, but you can't just throw your hands in the air and say, this is something you have to engage. And that's what this next user says. Dozie, everyone knows the solution to a free and fair election. Says, but rigging is in our blood. Well, I could tell you that from this side of the divide, Jeffrey. This user says rigging is in our blood.
Not in our
Does it speak for you?
No, not for me.
So,
of course, the political class, they will always be politicians.
So properly contextualize it.
I speak to the politicians. As they say, politicians will want to rig. It's for the system to check rigging. Even the banks, when you go to borrow money, they already assume you will not pay back. That's why they ask for collateral.
So everybody is guilty until proven otherwise.
Yes, at the end of the day. Let's talk about Kano Governor Abba Yusuf for sacking the secretary to the state government. I also understand he scrapped the office of the chief of staff. And also removed some commissioners.
5 commissioners.
5 commissioners. Okay, so shake up, as you call it, in Kano. So Mega Mixer says the time will always come when apprentice aspires to be master and godson wants to be independent. That means there's an undertone to what is going on.
Okay, Kano has always had its own fair share. There's more in this, really. Could talk about what Victor says, that somebody must be disappointed, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. Says that we're about to hear that Abba has decamped to APC. Time will tell.
Onatisi says when with godfatherism in politics, there will always be problems, trust, ambition, and the quest for power and control.
Ooh. All right.
Okay.
I really just hope that it's what people want that is paramount for the governors. I'm talking Kano and the other states. There's so much more on the trends. You have Kemi.
Yeah, Kemi Baynor.
Saying that, well, I stand by what I said. There's been a lot of back and forth. Remember the vice president took a swipe at her and she responded now saying, I stand by what I said. People say, no, you need to market Nigeria well. Don't speak ill of your country. Or at least your origin is tricky now because our country is clearly the UK. But we'll just leave it at that for now.
Well, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get to that very first conversation for the day. It has to do with security, especially focused on Nigeria's largest region, 7 states, Northwest, as well as other parts of the country. Join us again in a moment.